Welcome to the Loveland Report and Loan Arranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger.
That's me.
On this show, we're going to give you all of your mortgage news, all of your real estate news, and talk about what 2025 has in store for the Central Florida real estate market and what's going on nationwide. You can watch any number of home improvement shows out there. It's not going to teach you a darn thing about what's real.
No, but it's entertaining.
Yeah, it's kind of
that's all it is.
I turn the volume off and I just fast forward to the end to see what the
you know,
house
I'm
looks
always amazed at those shows because, you know, they go back and they show the house as a wreck when they first buy it, right?
Yep.
And then at the end, they show what they paid for, you know, we paid this much, $11,000 to redo the kitchen. And I'm like, wait a minute, you can't do that kitchen for $11,000. And I don't know who's paying for this stuff.
Well,
they're not getting the deals you and I would get.
They're also rich, but yet they have holding costs of $5,000 or $8,000 a month, which is their hard money loan they took to do that. So if they're so rich, why are they leveraging them? I don't.
You know, speaking of hard money loans, it's interesting because for people that think about hard money, what does that mean to you? What a hard money loan is it's for people that want to buy investment properties that don't qualify or don't want to qualify under normal terms. So people like me gather private investors together that will look at a loan that doesn't meet conventional FHA, VA. They just don't meet. I'm doing a construction loan for a guy right now that owns 2 franchises of a big pizza company. Okay. He's a great client, young man, bought these 2 franchises from his father who owned them both, paid like $2.5 million for them, but he's only had them for 10 months. So how do you get somebody like that to qualify when they don't have that 2-year history? Well, we've got private money available for people that want to do that. I've got Canadians coming down that don't meet normal guidelines. And I've got foreign national loans. These are all types of alternative financing that people might need that just don't qualify or fit into the normal box.
Well, today, Bruce, I want to dive into a couple things here. I've got inventory numbers for the I-4 corridor. I don't have the Central Florida numbers. I'll have those next week. I wanted to see those because we did get a post-election bump and Florida is better. I'm going to talk about that. And then I will talk about if you're not selling, what to do. There was a Redfin or a news release from one of the big franchises about how home sitting more than 60 days on the market is over half of the inventory out there. And what's the problem? So we'll talk about that. What do you got for today?
Well, I want to talk about a few things. First of all, there's been some changes with FHA, and they have made it a little bit easier for people to qualify in terms of using border income. So typically it's very, very difficult to use border income to help somebody qualify for a mortgage, right? But it is possible. So conventional was the only program that allowed for border income to be used. And you had to show a 2-year history of receiving this border income in order to qualify. Well, HUD came down and said, you know what? We want to make it easier for people that may be currently renting a room. And they didn't show it on their tax returns, but they can show a consistent deposit in their bank account or stubs from the people that have been renting a room from them. Now they need that extra income to qualify. It's made it much easier. If you've got questions regarding conventional loans, FHA, VA, jumbo, renovation, construction, my name's Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Loan Arranger. Cross Country Mortgage, 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. If you're qualifiable in any possible way, we're going to get you into a loan. That's what we do here. We've got more loan programs than any other lender. And by gosh, if there's a way to get you into a loan, we're going to do whatever we can to do it. So all you got to do is give the Loan Arranger a call. I've been doing this for 35 years. How do you like that?
That's what they.
How long you been doing this?
32 now.
32
on the air for
years.
27, I believe. So, but it's just, Bruce, this is, and I think expertise is the key to the market right now. You need to know what you're dealing with. You need to know your numbers. You need somebody that can explain them to you and go through all these things, Bruce. I deal with, I call this the short bus real estate. When I get these offers that are 100,000 below list price and the agent doesn't know how to show comparable sales to the buyer, and the buyer just, says, "Oh, pick this number." They're throwing a dart at the price board. And it's just, you got to be realistic in your offers or you are wasting your time. People that think they're going to steal something way below list price, I know those people, and I remember those people from like 2010 saying, "No, the market's going to go lower. I'm going to wait." It's just it doesn't work.
Well, unfortunately, I think people they don't know how to properly select their real estate agent.
That too.
That's the most important thing, because what they do is they pick somebody that either had the sign outside, or they pick somebody that they know, or that a friend introduced them, says, "Oh, I know somebody that sells real estate." And people think that it's all the same. It's actually, you are putting somebody in charge of your biggest investment that you could possibly have.
Yep.
And putting it in charge of somebody that really doesn't know.
And besides delivering a baby, I mean, what else? What else could be almost as important? Or open heart surgery.
I don't know.
Getting the house is pretty
a lot
important.
of things that are
important. But when I
important.
see people waste their time and they're not being led the right way and guided and informed, what happens is that family is not working right now. They're stressed. They're stressed about buying. They're stressed about selling. They're not getting the information they need. I've never met anybody that stressing out being on the market for 9 months that really felt they were better off when they sold in 9 months instead of 2.
No, of course not. But that's because most people are not getting the proper advice in order to lead them in the right direction.
So you want some good news?
Well, I'll give good news first. I'm going to give out your phone number, because if somebody needs to buy a home or they want to sell a home, Cleve Loveland Properties, he's been in the business for 32 years. He's been helping families throughout Florida and even out of state for years. So count on somebody that's got the proven experience. Call Cleve at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118, or cleveloveland.com. You can follow him on our YouTube page at Bruce Woodburn The Loan Arranger, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it, we're on it. You can follow Cleve Loveland Bruce Woodburn The Loan Arranger. What you got there, brother?
Inventory numbers. Now I don't have Central Florida's, but I've got the I-4 corridor and up through Ocala and Gainesville. That's what this MLS handles, and I'm looking at these numbers. And the number of active listings, and this is where, let me give you some good news. Inventory, this is 68,000 homes for sale in this whole MLS area. That's only up 1% from the month before. We've been running about a 5.5-month supply, which is almost a balanced market. We still got slight appreciation, even with a crappy Sleepy Joe economy.
Yes.
So this is good news here. Inventory holding steady. I think it's peaked. I don't think it's going to go any higher. Now, the number of listings sold from 1 month, usually October, November, December, the sales get smaller and smaller and smaller towards the end of the year. December sales jumped up 21% compared to November.
That's nice. That's a big jump.
Up 10% from the year before on that. So obviously a little bit of optimism there from the election. Days on the market is still up. And this is what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen your realtor, you're listed, and you haven't talked to them in a month about what's going on in the market, and you call them and they go, "Oh, let me do this, let me do that, let me put balloons on your mailbox and do an open house." That's not marketing. That's not being told what you need to know. You need to know what's happening around you and what's selling, because our market is still moving, Bruce. This is a mediocre market, but there's still a lot of homes being sold every month. Over 2,000 homes, resale homes in Central Florida, and probably another 500 new ones. But the months of inventory actually decreased from a year ago. We went from like a 5.3 month supply in this area to like a 4.9 month supply. So literally.
So that's now listen, let's dissect that for just 1 second here, because when you have a lot of inventory on the market, it becomes more of a buyer's market. They're in control. So we've been telling buyers, get in the market now, even though interest rates aren't as attractive as you like, because as the interest rates improve, you're going to see that you have less opportunity to negotiate, get closing costs paid, get repairs paid. But if the market is shrinking, if inventory is shrinking, we could go back into sellers being in more control.
Yes, and you get more appreciation, which in a stable market is like 3% appreciation, 4% great. But I think we will start to run, because Florida is better, less taxes, less major weather events like California, God forbid, is going through, better tax structure, cheaper housing than the rest of the country. We're like number 18 in the country, I think. We were number 22. As far as the most expensive homes. We're still an affordable state. So all these good things going on, but that's a bright spot from the election. And I'll have Central Florida's report next week on the show. But one thing here, Bruce, average price still up 2% year over year. So we're about 480. So that's still going up. And
all those folks that were going, the real estate market's going to crash, houses are going to drop in price.
I need you to think about that. You need to buy now, even if you got to pay a month or two to break your lease, or you're not thinking now's not the right time. 6 months from now,
it's going to be a different world.
You're going to pay more. And yes, your interest rate might be, your payment might be $300 less, but you paid $15,000 more for the house.
Right.
If you wait on something like that. So that's what people need to realize. And I know the people that bought over the last 2 years, last 18 to 36 months, those people are going to be sitting pretty. And they'll get refied. I mean, you've got a VIP list of
everyone that's going to buy right now is going to refinance. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Okay. Interest rates. Interest rates have been the biggest hurdle for people to get into the market. It's been what has been getting in their way. It's their roadblock. But you have to remember, it's not the interest rate, it's the rate of return. And that's what Cleve's been talking about. You're going to get a return on your investment. You're better off to buy now than to wait for interest rates to drop and the housing market to continue to go up.
Where are we at? We still around 7?
So we have not seen a lot of improvement in interest rates. Matter of fact, we had some deterioration in interest rates. I think your average interest rate right now is probably in the low 7s. So I'm seeing interest rates right now that are being quoted on 30-year fix that are running from the mid 6s that all the way up into the mid 7s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
so it's not,
but it's people need to talk to you, because if they got a 650 score, you can get them from 7.25 to 6 3/4 probably after working with them for a little while.
Here's the thing. Yes, we have all kinds of different tricks and tools that we use to help our clients get the best possible interest rate, the lowest possible closing costs. We are truly invested in making sure that our customers really have all the tools in place, that we're not just presenting them with a program and saying, this is what you get. I'm sorry, that's what it is. We want to make sure that that if there's a possibility for you to get a better rate by improving your credit score or paying down debt or getting into a different type of loan program, we're going to investigate that until we find the right one for you. Loan Arranger, 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118, or cleveloveland.com.
All right. And I'm talking to people also right now. I just took over some rentals for some landlords, Bruce, and it's kind of funny. These guys have been managing their own properties for a while, and they're kind of traveling a little bit now. They're semi-retired and making, nice trips with the family. It's what you retire for. Make things simple, have fun. And talking to one gentleman, he's like, I don't know. I don't want to pay you to manage them. Well, I knew he had 6 properties. I went through them. He's like $700-800 a month low on market rents on each one. So we're talking, even with my fees, he's going to make like another $3,000 a month for me to manage it and not have any phone calls in the middle of the night and not be chasing people for rent. So that it's very important. If you've got
properties and you don't want the headaches of being a landlord, then you've got to call Cleve. He can manage those.
I don't have headaches. I don't do evictions.
We really rarely I haven't had problems.
To do, knock on wood, Bruce, I've done 4 evictions in my 30 years of managing thousands of leases.
Yeah.
And it's all about the screening process up front. It's kind of like you giving somebody a mortgage. We have the same kind of formulas to see if a renter is going to go in there. We look at income, make sure there's no credit. I mean, we're looking for 2.5 times income. If the rent's $3,000, I'm looking for, what's that? That's $8,000 a month, around there. I'm looking for good credit. I'm looking for no criminal history, no evictions, things like that. People are going to protect the property. We interview the past landlords. That's the big indicator.
Absolutely.
And that tells you, like, oh yeah, they were great. Or if somebody won't answer the phone or they don't give you that number, red flag. So you want to give me a call, I can help you with on management also, or go to cleveloveland.com.
Yep. And if you would like to talk to the Loan Arranger, I'm always there to take in-person consultations if you would like. But we are here to make sure that you always get the very best experience, the best interest rate, the best closing costs, all the information that you could possibly need to make an informed decision when you're looking to purchase or refinance a home. When we come back from the next break, I want to talk a little bit more about folks that are looking to refinance. I want to talk about self-employment, and I want to talk about some great programs to help first-time home buyers. We will be back with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger radio show in 5 minutes. Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger, at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. Don't go anywhere.